What is up, everyone? It is Kramer with the camera here. It is Thursday, November 27th, 2025. Thanksgiving Day if you're American. I just got back not too long ago from Taste Project in Arlington. They actually have Taste Project, Taste Community Restaurant, or Taste Project is actually the name of the restaurant. But my wife works there, so she was working there today, and I was volunteering doing a double shift there while she was working there. Basically, Taste Restaurant is a nonprofit that is a pay-as-you-want restaurant. It helps with food insecure people, and they're mostly volunteer-based, which is really awesome, and so they're open for Thanksgiving, so I was doing that. But just got home, and we are going to cook up a little bit of Thanksgiving dinner tonight. We got this ham from H-E-B. It is a boneless Applewood smoked ham. I'm not sure if you can really see that here. Trying to get into focus, but kind of having trouble. The boneless Applewood smoked. Take a pair of scissors here. Cut this bad boy open. Figure out the cooking instructions, so we can kind of have our little Thanksgiving dinner tonight. Don't know. I know it's gonna be my wife for sure. Ashley and her brother Mike come by. But either way, super excited for this. So yeah, I got the ham right over here. Open this bad boy up. Okay, it's our first Thanksgiving together, so we wanted to do a little something this afternoon. Let's see here. It says never frozen. The cooking instructions. Peel here. Okay, so you'll peel back. That's what it looks like. If I can peel it back, Got my dog laying down next to me, or kind of not next to me, but close to me. He's over at their little living room area. Alright, so you want to heat the oven at 325, remove all packaging material from the ham, reserve liquid, place ham flat down, side down on a large sheet of foil and a roasting pan. Pour reserved liquid over ham and wrap completely with foil. Warm the ham in the oven for 13 to 15 minutes per pound. Do not overheat. Okay, so we are going to, let's see, now you gotta get the poundage for this ham. I don't know where that, okay. So it's 5 pounds, or no, 6 pounds, sorry about that. It is 6 pounds, so we want to do 13 to 15 minutes per pound, so 30, 45, 60. So you're probably about an hour and a half, it looks like, for this ham. So, see what the oven at 325 for an hour and a half. So that's what we're going to do. It is a dog. It's a dog, it's a dog, it's a dog, it's a dog. Say hi, Hank. Say hi to the camera, Hank. Dude, you are so old. My 13-year-old dog over here. Hi, Bubba. Name is Hank. Got him 5 years ago from the shelter. They said he was about 5. They said about 5 years old when we got him, but I definitely think now he was much older than that. Honestly, he is kind of at the end of his life, unfortunately, and having had some tough conversations with him. But we are going to take him outside here. Hank, wanna go outside? Yeah, wanna go outside? Alright, let's go outside. Okay, here we are. We are outside. We are outside my dog. Beautiful day here in Texas, here in DFW. It's about 60 degrees, sunny sky. Watch out, dude. Sunny skies. Very nice fall day. It's supposed to get pretty cold come Sunday, though. Like, I think they're saying in like the 40s Sunday, Monday. But right now, it is a gorgeous day out here in the DFW area. So yeah, definitely had Thanksgiving plans kind of changed up on us a little bit because of my wife having to work. Typically, Thanksgiving consists of going out to my dad and my stepmom's. My stepmom, her family lives out and a little bit past Waxahachie, Texas, in a place called Ennis. And we typically go to Thanksgiving there, but of course with the wife having to work and everything, that did not take place this year. But typically that'll be Thanksgiving, but this year, we decided to volunteer with her. Just didn't feel right, going to Thanksgiving with family and leave my wife behind to work. So that was kind of where I was at there, and I enjoyed it. It was good. Like I said, Taste Project, they are a restaurant. It's pay as you want. So they really focus on like people who are food insecure, and they make really good meals, like really good meals, like chef prepared 5-star quality meals. And it's pay as you want. They say either pay whatever you can, pay what you normally would and then some, or pay above and beyond. And that's how they run their business model. Some people will only pay maybe $2 or $3, for the entire meal. Others, like, there's been checks that come in for like $500. It's a really cool concept that they have. They started out in Fort Worth on Thanksgiving, I think 8 years ago now, and they have gone strong ever since, and they've been a very big part of the Fort Worth community. They do work with the homeless, but their main mission is not necessarily the homeless, it's the food insecure and the people who, like, they may not have another meal. They don't do to-go boxes, they don't do that kind of stuff, because they want people to, have a meal and enjoy it, and also not overfeed, overstuff, and that kind of stuff either. So that's kind of what they do. Dude, I don't know. Here's my dog. I don't know what he's up to right now. He's blind as a bat, but he can definitely still use his nose. He is a blue filler mix, and he definitely loves to sniff around. So yeah, that was my day from about 8:15 till 3:15. We went to I volunteered at Taste while my wife worked there. She actually works in with apprentices basically, and these are people who are trying to get back on their feet and are trying to find themselves a job in their workforce and stuff. So they do that as well, which is really awesome. So she kind of works with the apprentices and the volunteers. So that's kind of my wife's role. So I decided to volunteer with her, and it felt good because you're serving people who this might be their only meal, and and that's always exciting when you get to do that kind of stuff. I think it really puts things in perspective, because it's so easy to complain and get and just be down on things, but then you kind of realize it's we need to be thankful for what we do have, because we don't always have, because we have a fridge full of food, but not everyone has a luxury. We were able to give some people a chance to eat today, which is really awesome. So yeah, I would love to know, maybe what are some of the Thanksgiving traditions or holiday traditions? Do you even like Thanksgiving? Do you not like Thanksgiving? I think Thanksgiving for me, while I do enjoy the food and everything, it has been challenging at times because I come from a divorced home, and that's always kind of, that always brings some complications. I remember there was a lot of Thanksgivings where my dad or my mom and sister and me would go to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, and then I would bring my dad over a plate, and I would sit there for a few hours as he ate, and we watched the Cowboys game, and then I'll go back over there to go home with my mom. And I remember doing that as a kid, and and even now, Thanksgiving, I love the holiday. I think it's a great holiday. I think it's a good holiday to really remember, to be thankful and to be grateful for little things that we have. But man, it is definitely been a challenge at times. But that being said, it's time to be thankful this year. Got married, first of all. Got married this year. Got remarried, actually. I went through a really bad divorce in 2023, but actually my wife has been such a rock, and I have changed so much and have learned so much, and I would not be who I am right now if not for her. So very thankful for that. Thankful for friends. Thankful for my church. Thankful for my dog, who was with me for the last 5 years and has been really big for my mental health. So thankful for him. Just thankful for a good place to live and for 2 cars. We were with only 1 car for about a month and a half, and I already got 2 cars. So, that's been nice and a blessing. And been learning just for thankfulness. Learning to be thankful. So that's been really, really great. And that's kind of my thought for this little home vlog as we are now back to the front door. Bought these pumpkins early October and I'm still going strong. I thought this one just cost more just because it's ugly, technically. But I like that it's green.